The Slime King's lair? Deep within the sprawling, block-built expanse of the Blocky Blocks Swamp lay a realm of perpetual twilight. Gnarled, moss-covered trees, their branches sculpted from ancient pixelated wood, clawed at a perpetually misty sky. Beneath their tangled roots, murky green waters stretched, reflecting the eerie glow of enormous phosphorescent mushrooms that dotted the landscape like scattered colossal jewels. This was a place whispered about in hushed tones, a territory where even the most seasoned miners felt a prickle of apprehension. Among those bold enough to venture into its depths was Blocky, a miner whose square-cut frame belied a keen mind and an unyielding spirit. His sturdy pickaxe, a familiar weight in his blocky hand, gleamed faintly in the dim light, its sharp edges testament to countless hours spent chipping away at geological mysteries. His trusty headlamp cut a focused beam through the swirling mists, illuminating patches of treacherous, squelching terrain. Blocky wasn't alone. Accompanying him were Sparkle, her movements quick and agile, possessing an uncanny knack for spotting hidden passages, and Dash, whose boundless energy often meant he was several paces ahead, his enthusiasm sometimes outpacing his caution. Their current quest was not for common ores. They sought the fabled Chromatic Crystals, rumored to pulse with all the colors of the rainbow, glowing with an internal fire unlike any other mineral. Old miner tales, however, often coupled the legend of these crystals with another, more ominous whisper: the tale of the Slime King, a colossal, ancient entity, a living, breathing mass of primordial ooze, said to guard the richest chromatic crystal veins deep within the swamp's forgotten heart. Most dismissed it as a whimsical campfire story, a deterrent for the faint of heart. Yet as they delved deeper, the faint, sweet scent of something strangely organic began to permeate the damp air, and the whispers of the legend seemed to grow louder, more insistent. They had been following a faint, shimmering trail, not of water, but of something viscous and faintly glowing. It was perfectly smooth, leaving behind an almost glassy sheen on the rough cavern floor, unlike anything Blocky had ever encountered. His pickaxe, usually eager to strike, felt a hesitant pause in his grip. The trail led them away from the conventional tunnels, deeper into a series of cavern systems that grew progressively more moist and squelchy. The air grew thick, humid, clinging to their blocky forms like an invisible, damp shroud. The faint, glowing trail widened, its luminescence becoming more intense with every turn. They began to notice peculiar formations within the caverns, structures that seemed to be made of congealed, hardened slime, forming archways and pillars that pulsed with a gentle, internal light. It was an entire ecosystem, vibrant and alive, yet entirely alien, composed of this strange, viscous material. A sense of wonder mingled with a growing unease in Blocky's thoughts. This was no ordinary mine. This was something ancient, something vast. Then they heard it. A deep, rhythmic thump, thump sound, echoing from the very heart of the cavern, vibrating through the ground beneath their feet. The floor occasionally trembled, a slow, deliberate tremor that made the loose rocks above them subtly shift. Sparkle instinctively scanned the cavern ceiling, her eyes sharp, searching for any sign of instability. Dash, ever curious, leaned forward, a silent question in his posture, a mixture of excitement and mild trepidation. As they pressed on, they encountered smaller, more mobile blobs of slime. Initially, these were docile, merely glistening patches on the ground, but as they ventured further, these smaller slimes began to move, slowly converging, merging into larger and larger forms, blocking pathways. They weren't aggressive, merely occupying the space. Sparkle, her mind always seeking solutions, began to identify alternative routes, navigating their way through the shifting, gelatinous maze. Dash, impatient by nature, tried to outrun one particularly large, slow-moving blob, only to find his boot sink with a soft plop, momentarily stuck. Blocky had to pull him free, a shared, silent chuckle passing between them. Finally, they reached a cavern of truly colossal proportions. It stretched into the darkness, its ceiling lost in the high mists, its floor a vast undulating expanse. The air here was thick with that strange, sweet, earthy scent, but now it was overpowering, almost heady. And in the very center, dominating the immense space, was a truly gargantuan shimmering mass of various colored slimes. It pulsed with an internal light, a slow, deliberate rhythm, a kaleidoscope of blues, greens, yellows, and purples swirling gently within its translucent form. This, undeniably, was the Slime King. It wasn't a monster in the conventional sense. It was immense, ponderous, and simply there, filling the space, a living, shimmering mountain. And surrounding its base, embedded within its very essence, were countless chromatic crystals, pulsing with their vibrant, impossible colors. The sight stole their breath, replacing it with a profound sense of awe. The challenge wasn't to fight this ancient being, but to simply get past it, or through its domain, without disturbing its serene, immense existence. Its sheer size blocked their path to the crystals, an insurmountable, yet strangely peaceful barrier. They tried to sneak around, hugging the cavern walls, hoping to find a hidden passage, but the ground beneath their feet was no longer solid rock. It was a shifting, sticky expanse, an extension of the Slime King itself. With every cautious step, their boots began to sink, the viscous material clinging to them, pulling them deeper. A slow, creeping realization dawned upon them. They were getting stuck. The sticky situation the legend had warned about was becoming terrifyingly real. The Slime King seemed to slowly rotate, its multifaceted surface reflecting their predicament. An ancient, silent observer. It wasn't malicious, but its sheer size and slow, natural movements were enough to create an inescapable obstacle. Panic began to rise. Their movements became more frantic, only serving to sink them deeper into the pulsating mass. They were completely immersed, their legs swallowed by the shimmering, colorful goo, unable to move. They were trapped, gently held fast by the colossal Slime King. Blocky's mind raced. Desperate for a solution, he noticed something peculiar. A subtle tremor through the Slime King's surface whenever a small, loose rock clattered nearby, or when Dash, in his momentary panic, let out a frustrated huff. The Slime King seemed to react ever so slightly to sound and light. Suddenly, a thought sparked in Blocky's mind. He recalled a fragment of an ancient miner's lore, a story about certain rare, non-crystalline minerals emitting unique frequencies or interacting with light in unusual ways. He remembered a small, irregular, prism-like crystal they had found earlier. Not a chromatic crystal, but one known for its peculiar light-bending properties. With immense effort, he managed to unearth it from his satchel, his fingers slick with slime. He then aimed his headlamp, its beam now diffused by the cavern's misty air, through the small crystal. A shimmering, rainbow-like beam, fractured into 1,000 tiny colors, danced across the Slime King's colossal surface. The effect was mesmerizing, and then something incredible happened. The Slime King responded. It didn't attack. Instead, its vast, multi-hued bulk began to slowly, ponderously shift. A deep, resonant plump echoed through the cavern, louder than before, but not threatening. The immense form of the Slime King seemed to ripple, its inner lights pulsing in sync with the refracted rainbow beam. A section of its body, where it had pressed against the cavern wall, began to slowly retract, creating a narrow passage. a tunnel of gently glowing slime, leading directly into the heart of its being. It was as if the ancient creature had understood, or at least reacted to, their luminous offering. With renewed hope, they carefully, gingerly, pulled themselves free from the sticky embrace, their movements now precise and respectful. They used the newly formed opening, stepping onto a path of firm, yet still slightly yielding, hardened slime within the Slime King itself. As they passed through, they discovered something truly wondrous. The Slime King wasn't hoarding the chromatic crystals. They were naturally embedded within its very essence, shimmering just beneath its translucent surface. The king itself was not merely a guardian, but a living, breathing crystal mine. A magnificent, ancient creature that grew and integrated the precious minerals into its form. They managed to carefully dislodge a few loose, glowing chromatic crystals from the newly formed path, their surfaces glistening with the Slime King's essence. They did so without disturbing the massive creature further, feeling a profound sense of respect. The Slime King seemed content, its colorful surface gently pulsing as if in approval, a silent acknowledgement of their shared moment. They finally understood. It wasn't a monster to be feared, but a unique, beautiful part of the Blocky Blocks Swamp ecosystem. As they carefully made their way back, leaving the Slime King to its peaceful, ancient existence, the chromatic crystals they carried seemed to glow even brighter, imbued with the wonder of their discovery. Their adventure had taught them a profound lesson. Not all obstacles were meant to be overcome with force. Sometimes, understanding, keen observation, and a bit of creativity could reveal a path where none seemed to exist. The true treasures weren't just the shimmering crystals they now held, but the profound knowledge and wonder discovered along the way. Perseverance, keen observation, and a touch of open-mindedness had transformed a scary legend into a magnificent, unforgettable discovery.